Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Bold and Purposeful, where every week I bring you an incredible story of someone in your community that took an unconventional path to follow their purpose. So welcome everybody. I'm super excited for my guest tonight, as she's Georgette Casimir. It's someone that also grew up in OCUP with me, so I'm extra excited about that. She is now a coach and really just a goddess in every sense of the word. So right now she works mostly with women and she helps them truly connect with themselves and fully embody the life that they desire. So I've had a chance to connect with her last week, and honestly, she's very, very inspiring as a person. And our short conversation, I had already learned so much. So I'm excited to bring her up tonight. And also, she's someone who, again, grew up in Haiti. And in Haiti, we have a certain expectation going in terms of, in terms of which path for us to take, technically when it comes to her career. And she took a completely unconventional path. So today we're gonna unpack that and truly try to understand how did she get to where she is today. So without further ado, I'm adding her. How do I? There you go. And also guys, if you guys have any suggestion, have anybody that you want to see here, do recommend. I'm open to this. Hey, you're so beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very, very good. So happy to have you on.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm super, super excited to have you here too. I love your energy. So,
thank you.
So I'm glad that everybody will get to experience it tonight. So how are you doing?
I'm good. Today was a nice mellow day, so I'm excited to end it with amazing people. You know, it's like I'm just so grateful to be here.
Me too. Very, very grateful. So as I was telling everybody, you and I both grew up in OCUP, and very conservative town, very conservative country, and then we grew up with a certain expectation from us, which is very, very normal, which is very okay. Right. But you broke out of that and you found a way to really, truly listen to yourself and then to do what you're doing right now. I do want to know, I want to go back to Haiti. Did you always know that that's where you were going to go?
Absolutely not. No. When I was in Haiti, I was always this person. I knew that I was always going to walk the unconventional path, and I was always a standalone. I was an individualistic, and I didn't fit into any crowd or anything. I was just me. However, I did feel like, you know, I wanted to follow the path that I felt like every Haitian parents want you to follow, right? Oh, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer, you have to do something. So I thought I was going to be a doctor. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. And I think that was a path that I was pursuing to go into. And yeah, so in short, no, that's not the path that I thought I would be on at all.
So let's get to, when did you know and how did you know?
Ooh, this path took a long time. So I remember the first time someone ever introduced me to the spiritual realm and to a different way of thinking was, I believe, back in 2006. I felt like it was one of those moments, and you know, when you're young and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love, and then you get your heart broken. And I was going through this path of letting go, of learning how to let go. And a friend of mine said, hey, I want you to read this book. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I went and the book was The Secret. So I feel like The Secret is like a book of a lot of manifestation, but for me, it clicked a different way. So in that sense, I knew something was there, but it wasn't fully, um, I didn't fully grasp the whole transformation that would happen because of it. So I went on to live my life, and I was like, okay, I know spiritually there's something more I want to explore. However, I went on to college, I lived my life and whatever. So then after I had my son in 2015, no, well, I didn't have him in 2015. 2012 I had him, but in 2015, that's when I went into a whole deep spiritual purpose. And I took it seriously to really be aware and truly starting the unlearning process of who I was and what I wanted to be and what societies that I should have been. So it was literally shedding the whole, like, who am I? Who are you? Like, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. And I wanted to learn myself all over again. What do you like? What do you enjoy? Do you love this thing? Or are you doing it because your friend love it or your family say you have to be that? So that entire process started back then. And I started a wedding company in 2013. And for me, it was a passion. It was like, ooh, I love beauty. I want to be involved in all these things. However, in 2019, that's when I decided, well, the whole coaching thing came in about because it was something that intuitively my guides, my spirit, God said, this is the path for you. And I have delved into my spirituality so much that I had a connection that was undeniable, that I could understand. It's like decisions that I took resonated in my body, in my soul, because I got to know who I was and the way I reacted to life. So all these things became the essence of what I do now. So I think 2019 was the start of the whole seed of what I do now, of the coaching world with women and all this good stuff. So yeah.
You talk about tapping into your spirituality. Now, what is that for you? What does that look like for you? Because I grew up Catholic in Haiti,
Yes.
and I don't know if that was the same thing for you.
Yes. So of course I grew up Catholic, and of course it was a no-brainer, right? Because that's the path. That's what it is. And spiritual, and but the thing about it, when I grew up Catholic, I never felt, to me it was just a routine. It was just like I go to church, I do the things and blah blah blah, whatever. It's like nothing stuck, right? And I went on my life doing the same thing and going to church, but I wanted something more. I wanted to connect. And my entire essence is connection. So I wanted to feel like we are in this world. We're all talking about this God, but oh my gosh, I want to have that relationship with that being. And I felt like for me, spirituality means truly being connected. It's not something you do. It's not somewhere you go for it. It's here. It's like I feel it right now. I feel connected. I feel like I am part of this world that is undeniably beautiful, and I am a part of it. And while we're all connected, so the way I live my life and the way I connect to people, I also understand they all connected to me. Regardless if I love them or I don't love them, I try to see the part that we connect to. So that's what it is for me when I say spirituality is really not feeling like I'm above, somebody's below, even if like we're completely different being. But I think the beautiful part is understanding and accepting that everyone on this earth is connected to me, regardless. So
That's the beautiful part of our spirituality, technically.
yeah.
It's truly understanding that we're all one and we're all connected, and that's beautiful to me. You and I have some similarities in our journey, and we talked a lot about that earlier this week. And it was, I read The Secret and something connected, something clicked, right? But how did you, and you talked about following your intuition and then listening to your gut, and that's how you knew. For people who don't know that's like, first of all, how does one connect or listen to their intuition? Or and how, yeah, how was it for you technically? Your own personal experience.
Mm. Yes. Ooh, I love this question because we all say, I'm not intuitive. We are all intuitive. We have this thing. We're just not willing to sit and give ourselves time to hear it. And sometimes we hear it and we just ignore it, right? Because we don't trust ourselves enough. So, in my opinion, how I got so in tune with my intuition and to the point that it guides my entire life and my entire like my next steps is I had to let go of the ego. The ego is when the mind is telling you the fear, it wants to keep you stuck. The ego is like, no, don't do this. You're not capable. You're not worthy enough. No, no, no. However, it's like your entire body. And I go and I always go into connecting to your body because ultimately your body knows when something is wrong. Your body knows when something is right. And listening to that part, for me, that's how I connect intensely to my intuition. And the more I sit and I meditate and I journal, the more I know the voice, the more I know what it looks like.
Mhm.
So for everyone, it looks different. But for me, I get a very full body reaction when something is right. And also when something is totally wrong, I shut down and I just get like a no, an intense no. And I follow that. And the more I ignore the no's, the more it's like, and then I go and I pursue it. Oops, sorry. I should have put this on do not disturb, but anyway, um, the more I pursue the stuff that was a no, the more it gets difficult, right? It's
Right.
like a fight. It's like an uphill battle. It's like I'm climbing against the whole thing, right? However, when I react to the yes and I follow that, right, I get everything gets to be so easy. However, we just need to trust who we are, trust in the process of the intuitive hit that we get. We have to know the whole how we react to the intuition, but we have to just follow it. Ultimately, we all know what that looks like, but we have to stay silent so for us to hear it. So it could be prayers, it could be meditation, it could just be moment of silence at the park, wherever that is, however that looks like, as long as we stay still.
Mhm.
So yeah.
You said we have to trust, and we have to
Yeah.
trust who we are. We have, and I love that. But I feel like in some way, for a lot of people, it's easier said than done, right? Because it's, in a way, it's trusting the unknown, right? So how did you find the confidence? Because it's a scary world, and everybody's telling you, if you do this, it's unsafe. It's not, your future's not guaranteed. You shouldn't do this. Now, um, how did you get that confidence to show up authentically as yourself in the world with you, with all the noise, with everybody telling you, hey, it's not safe.
You know, that process was when I decided to unlearn, right? The unlearning process is also becoming aware and that outside influences do not matter. I am who I am. I am here to do the things I do, how I do it. It doesn't matter what you think of me because at the end of the day, it is my journey, my life. I am the star of my movie. You cannot be the star of my movie. So if I'm listening to you telling me how to live my movie, there's a whole different, it's wrong. So I trust the fact that I am here to live my life. So when I went to the deconditioning process, unlearning who I was and whatever, it was that moment. It was like, if I'm doing this unlearning, it is because I want to show up in this life with the soul that I was brought into this world to be, the person that I was supposed to be guided to, whatever it is that I'm here to do. That's what I'm gonna do, regardless of what people think of me. And then the more I practiced this belief, the more it was a no-brainer. It was like, and then mastering emotional intelligence, right? Because that's a huge aspect that people do not understand. It's understanding people's emotions are not yours. People's reaction are not yours. The words that come out of people's mouth are not yours. So the emotions that we get, okay, we could get hurt, we could get whatever it feels like from outside influences, but it's understanding, is this mine? Do I believe this to be true? It is not mine, therefore I release it. And a lot of the time we can't release that. So therefore we don't trust the fact that our ability to be and to show up in this world how we are. So yeah, I think that was a process for me. It's the unlearning process. So
the unlearning process.
yeah.
Someone is asking, how do you go through the process of unlearning?
Ooh, that's fun. That's so fun. That's so fun. So the unlearning process is basically, you sit down, you're like, who am I? That's the first question to ask. Who am I? Do I love sports? Do I love football? Do I love it because my neighbor loves it? Do I love it because my spouse loves it? Do I love to wake up in the morning because society says the early birds get the worms, whatever? Like, do I like to travel, or is it because I see a lot of people traveling, then it's engraved in my mind that I need to travel, I need to do this stuff because that's what society says I need to do. However, when we go to the unlearning process, we have to be honest with oneself. That is if anything, you have to be honest with yourself. It's like, do I want to get married? Do I want to have kids? Oh no, ew, I don't want that. And it's okay to be honest. It's okay, because that's the whole thing about unlearning. It's not having any society influence into who you are. And when you discover the deep core of who you are, you get to start living a life authentically, and you get to show up in that in every single day, and you don't waver. You keep your boundaries are intact because other things do not align with who you are. You get to stand firm in your belief. You get to stand your ground. So no longer the saying yes because you have to say yes no longer applies to you, because you know who you are. You know that saying yes to something is because it resonates with your entire soul, and saying no also means the same. And you are so deep, you are so in tune with your emotional intelligence that you understand that saying no actually does not make you a bad person. And the way somebody else reacts to that is their own process to go to. But you have to keep holding on to your own path and your own beliefs. So that's the unlearning process, and that's how you get to show up in this life. The fullest thing you've been created to live. So yeah.
One thing, going back to The Secret, one thing that I've learned, the main thing that I've learned from The Secret is that you have the power to create your own life. And that was, to me, that was very empowering, and that was very awesome. That just, we're given that power instead of noticing that, instead of thinking that we're a victim in this life, or we're just another, or instead of just waiting for life to happen to us. And I love everything that you said right now about unlearning, because it's true that we grew up in a society that teaches us, mostly out of fear, to follow a certain path. And unlearning is really different, just really understanding why is it that I've been told, and what is it, and who am I? So what is it I've been told, and what do I truly believe in? So we're told, let's say you have to get married. Do I really want to get married? You know what I mean? You're told you have to go to university. But do I really believe in that? Is that what I really want to do? Because it's not for everybody, and we don't all have to follow that same path, right? But we think we do, and it's mostly a conditioning based on mostly fear. And it's understandable because our mind is designed to keep us safe, right? So anyway, I can talk about this forever, but
Me too. Ah.
but did you get do you get support in your life right now with what you're doing, the path that you're following?
So, that's a good work with the support thing, right? And support comes in different forms. So yes, I do get support. So there was a time though when I started, I felt like I wasn't supported. And no matter what I did, I felt like I wasn't being supported. However, it was also a deep trauma response from that I had to work through because the support was there. I was just not receiving it. And as women, we had to be able to receive. And that's the whole thing. Oh, I could go into oh my gosh, I could go. That's a whole different conversation. But yes, like in terms of my family, I feel like my family still don't understand like what I do. And it's okay because not everyone needs to understand what you do or what it is. And we also have to understand people support us in different ways. And just because somebody's like, well, doesn't come and like my post, doesn't watch my stuff, doesn't mean they're not supporting me in a different way.
Mhm.
And the more we see that, we're like, oh, okay, I am supported. I am supported by this person because they get to do this. Because the more they do this, I get to focus more on the things I enjoy that I love. My mom gets to support me when she comes here and she cooks a feast because then I get to and like I get to stay away from the kitchen and just really talk to my couples, my clients, whomever, I get to do what I do. I get to stay in my genius. So yeah, so I am supported. And it's knowing that how am I supported? And not everyone supports me the same way. So
I love that. That's very eye-opening. No, to me, it's like I'm listening to that. I'm like, that's true. Not everybody shows support the same way. And I love that example that you brought up with your mom, her taking care of a few things so that you get to do your stuff is some kind of support,
yeah,
right?
yes.
So
Absolutely.
that's where I guess being grateful comes in, right? Being grateful for the little things,
Absolutely.
everything.
Yes. Gratefulness. Yes. We need to embody gratitude. The more we do, the better. The I can't even, the words are just not even there because when we embody gratitude, everything, the small things get to be everything. And
Right.
the big things also get to be everything. However, we need to embody that in our lives every single day. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
No, I totally gratitude personally changed my life, honestly, because I think earlier this year, and I started really practicing gratitude, just waking up and thinking about everything that I'm grateful for. And with my parent, it just, I wake up in the morning very moody. Like in the morning, I really want to be by myself and don't want to be, I don't want to be bothered in the morning. But ever since I started truly being grateful for every little thing, like I'm grateful that I'm here, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for the people that I have in my life that help me, I'm grateful for my mother who cooks for me. But truly feeling it, like I wake up now feeling better. Like I wake up with a smile on my face and I want to talk to everybody. So it made a huge, huge difference. Um,
Oh, absolutely.
what advice would you have for someone who feels stuck, who really wants to start showing up authentically in this world?
Well, the first thing I want to say is the feeling of being stuck is just also in the ego. As you're not stuck, we always have a choice, right? We decide to be stuck. We decide to stay stuck. So it's not really feeling stuck. It's are you willing to let go of where you are to take the next step, because I think it's just a fear of the unknown, and we decide I want to stay where I am because I'm so uncomfortable moving forward to what I don't know might be. However, one thing I could say with that is we're always going to be afraid. I am afraid sometimes, like, oh, like, come on. But it's knowing that in life, I am here to walk with the fear. I am here to do every single thing. I get to move forward with that fear, you know, because the fear either holds you back or you get to move forward with it. So it's like, hey, fear, I recognize that you're here, but I want something better for my life, and I am gonna make it happen, because we're not in competition with anybody else but ourselves. And I am here to be the greatest version of me. And if I see where I am, I cannot be that. I do not know how, like, I will not realize my fullest potential if I do not move forward. It might be risky, it might be scary, it might be like unconventional as per society. That's not my problem, because our soul came on this earth to be everything, like the fullest version of us. And when we hide, we're not allowing ourselves to live. We're not allowing ourselves to experience that. So I say make the decision and walk with that fear. Take the next step, move forward.
I
So,
love that. But you say we decide. And
yes.
a lot of people get triggered by this because saying, hey, you decide to be like happiness is a choice, or you decide to do this. You can change your life. You have a choice. And a lot of people are like, no, I don't really have a choice. I have this going on, I have that going on. What do you say to those people?
We always have a choice. We always do. And the choice might not be, and I feel like sometimes we think that choices have to be so easy or so smooth, so butterfly. Absolutely not. But we always have a choice. We have a choice to stay or we have a choice to go. So now if we decide to go, it might be a harder path. Absolutely. It might not be peachy and roses. It might be really hard. However, we still have a choice. We still have that choice. And I was there at some point in my life, and I decided to take the hard choice. And when I did, oh my gosh, it's just like everything open, every door open, and every part of my life was different, was transformed. So we have a choice. Regardless if we think we don't, we always do. The choice that you think you don't have a choice is a choice. So there you go.
I love
And
that. Yeah. Sorry. And why is that important? Why is it so important to you? Because it's so easy to just live your life and just survive and do what you have to do to get through it. But why is it so important to you to fully embody the life that you desire and come out and be yourself and take those hard decisions?
So for me, right, it's very like a simple thing, because we always wonder, oh my gosh, we have a sky, we have the earth. Oh my gosh, God is amazing. However, we're just like living like a robot, right? We don't like, we never ask, why am I here? Why am I really here to just work and live my life and be like everybody else? What is the reason that I was brought here? And then we have a chance to be in this magical world, to live the human experience. So we decide to live it like everybody else on robot, or we get to go and live the life we truly desire. And my soul came into this earth to truly understand the full capacity of what I'm capable of with my body, spiritually, mentally, every single thing. So when I do things I do, it's not because I just do them. No, I want to see how far I can go, and I don't hold myself back from that, because then you'd always wonder, am I truly living my best life? Am I truly living my life to the fullest if I don't do the things, if I don't take the risk? So for me, it's very important to do, because it's so cliche, the one life, we live one life, but it's true. So the life I decide to live, when I am on my deathbed, I want to look back and said, I had no regrets. Every choice that I took, everything that I made, I took the risk on a business. It failed. Oh well, I took that risk. You know, I never want to look back and said, I wish I did this. I wish I told someone how I felt. I wish I lived a little bit more. I took time for myself. I spent more time with my family. So when we desire something, we have to embody that, and we have to go and do that. We have, like I said, my life is to embody love, to embody truth. So when I am speaking, I tell people how I feel. Now I have no attachment to those feelings, because then the person might either reject me or say, oh my gosh, I don't have any attachment to the outcome, but I just say what I'm here to say, and then I move on with whatever comes with that, right? But I don't ever want to look back and say, I wish.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's a perfect way to end this. But I do want to ask you,
Yes.
is there anything that I didn't ask you tonight that you want to share or you want to talk about?
Oh, my goodness. Ugh, there's so much to share. There's so much to want to share. But I think what I want to ultimately said, especially for my women, you know,
Mm-hmm.
is truly allow yourself to be intimate with yourself, with your body. And the intimacy is getting to know who you are as a person, getting to know the life you want to live, getting to know the people you're around. Allow yourself to be truly immersed in that experience. So when it's like when you're living your life, you get to love fully, embrace every situation. Allow yourself to be a woman, be in the receiving mode. Allow yourself to be that, because we as women, we are deserving to live life to the fullest. So take it as it is. Take your first step, move forward with whatever is like keeping you back and feeling like you're stuck. Like, go ahead, do the things. Don't be afraid to take the next step. You are going to be supported. So I want to see my woman win. And I want to see all my women live this life to the fullest. Be the badass and wealth and love and all the things. So
Love
we
that.
can do it. So yeah.
I know I said that was my last question, but I just remembered. You have a son, right?
Yeah. Yes.
How do you transfer all this value to your son?
Mm. By living it. I am
Mm.
just I could tell people I do this, I do that. It's just I'm just the example. And a lot of us, a lot of parents sometimes are like, oh my gosh, all these bad habits. We get to be the example that for a kid. And when I tell him he can't be on his computer, I also cannot be
Okay.
completely on the computer. I got to show him how it is to be truly present, because that's one of my thing. I love to be present in the moment and experience, like, tomorrow does not matter to me. Yes, we have to prepare for tomorrow. However, this is the moment. And if I am busy prepping for what I'm going to say tomorrow, I'm missing it all. And it's really embodying that aspect of my life is when we're doing something, I am present and showing him how it is to live the life I say I am living. So that's it. It's just embodying it, living a life, leading by example. That's all.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. To everybody watching, I told you all at the beginning that she is nothing but good vibes.
Thank
So
you.
I love everything that you had to share, and I honestly learned so much from you, and and your energy is very contagious. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure. Thank you.
And I'm going to say again to everybody watching, if you have anybody that you want to see here and you want to learn about know about their story, do recommend. I'm fully open to that. All right. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. And good night.
Bye.
Oh, Georgette, where can they find you?
Oh, IG, Georgette Casimir Coaching. And I have this other Instagram I'm trying to work on. It's called the Champagne Empress. It's because I believe all my women are worth of luxury and amazing experiences. So we all empresses and we get to embody that. Ugh. Anyways, so I just love it. And then they could always email me at coaching@georgettecasimir.com or join my Facebook group. It's called The Rising Queens. And yeah. So.
All right, Kylie, you're saying thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. It was a pleasure for you to join and share this time with us. Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.